Hey guys, Basil Bandit here with part 2 of my 1750 achievement. Gonna do something a little different. Gonna be narrating my thought process through the matches opposed to just some tacky free music. Hope you enjoy. So in this match we're up against Feral Druid Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver has given us quite a bit of trouble in the past. My warrior tends to just get kited all over the map while trying to train him. So in this map you'll see we try something a little bit different. We go on the Feral. He does spend a little bit of time chasing the Mistweaver around in the beginning. I've decided early on that I'm going to be aggressive and constantly use Avenging Crusader. If it's off cooldown, I want it out. Mainly because, one, I want to help my warrior apply pressure on the target, but also I do want to get as much healing out as I can, AoE healing, without having to cast. Here I screw up. Instead of trying to fake the druid out and heal, I really should have freed him to my warrior who was just rooted back there. I didn't do that. I'll be watching for the roots and freedoming better throughout the video. So here I kind of run off into Africa. No idea why. I honestly don't know what I was thinking at this point in the game, but quickly realized it's time to get a little bit closer back in there. I'm trying to cancel my cast to fake the druid out as much as possible. And warrior was rooted. I threw him a Blessing of Freedom there. Avenging Crusader is up, so I'm going to pop it and start wailing on the druid and throw out a Hodge on him. My warrior's going to come back. He was about to switch to the monk, but I think at this point he's realized we're going to have better luck training the druid. So we're both kind of just wailing on him as best we can. We're applying some pretty solid pressure. The monk, though, is more or less negating it by just channeling Healing Mist through the wall, because that's cool. So there I fake out his cast with a canceled Holy Light. Now I know I'm good to free cast, plus the warrior has him stunned, so there's definitely nothing to worry about. You do want to try to throw out your hammers as often as you can, your judgment I should say, and I try to do it. I don't do it on cooldown as good as I should, but the main reason you want to do that is I am running the talent here where my Hodge cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds every time I judge somebody. So I want to be stunning as often as I can. Also, my Hodge placement is not that great throughout this video. You'll probably notice a few points where maybe I could have Hodged the healer, and maybe we would have scored a kill. I'm throwing it out primarily on the druid as we get later into the game, because I want to keep him in place so that my warrior can just bust out as much damage as possible. Here I Hodge the healer, and my wings I see are wearing down, so I get a heal off rather than charging in to get some hits. Now, even though Avenging Crusader is down, we're both topped off. Warrior's rooted, I give him freedom. I'm still kind of wailing on him as if Avenging Crusader was up, because at this point our HP is in a good place and I'm not scared. You'll see I faked out another heal there, or another interrupt on a heal. Now I know I'm free to just cast all I want. There really isn't much he can do unless he wants to stun me. I am running adaptation, so any longer duration CC is going to be automatically trinketed, and as a human I have every man for himself, so I'll be able to every man out of some later stuns if I need to. Just gonna sit through this one. We're not getting any solid pressure against us, and we weren't about to score a kill, so I didn't need to get out of CC there. I gotta say, Avenging Crusader, a lot of fun to play. There's some, again, there we go, I faked out another interrupt with the heal. Now I know I can free cast, but yeah, Avenging Crusader, for anyone that doesn't know, turns you essentially into a rep paladin for a few seconds, increases your damage, reduces your cooldowns, and the damage you do heals through Crusader Strike Judgment, and it's an AoE heal. Here I kind of backed up a bit. My thinking was maybe I could pull the druid out where it got rooted, freedomed him. I wanted to pull the druid away from his healer to see if I could get him to Rambo, and line of sight so we could score a kill. The druid wasn't as stupid as I thought. He did kind of pick up on what I was doing, and he ran back to his healer, as you saw. So Avenging Crusader is up again, still just healing through damage. We're getting some solid pressure here, and as you see, this is the first time all game the monk has felt the need to bubble him. So now we know bubble's on a cooldown, and I have every defensive cooldown still up. So we're in a really good place here. Now, I am about to get interrupted. I kind of get a little cocky with the heals, and actually maybe that's a little bit later in the clip. Sorry. There you go. There's the interrupt. So now we're at half health. This is probably the most scared I've been all match, and to be honest, I'm still not even that worried. As I said, I have every cooldown up. Avenging Crusader is up. I'm not even going to take the time to stop and heal. I'm going to DPS to heal us up. Now finally the monk is out in the open. So I've taken note of it, but I'm not quite ready to do anything about it yet. Hodge is on cooldown for another about 15 seconds or so at this point. And I get another interrupt. Whatever. We're still in a fine position. First time all game, basically the monk does his kick and stuns me. So for all the mess ups I've done, he could have easily chained together some CC on me, probably, and gotten some kills too. Here, I've hodged the healer. He doesn't trinket it, but my warrior runs in, he notices the hodge, he sees the opportunity for the kill, and he follows up with a fear. The monk does get out of it, but the druid is really low, bubbles down, he's in a bad position. I pop Avenging Crusader to really help seal the deal and get that kill. I get a stun. By the time I everyman for himself, it doesn't even matter. We get that sick execute, and it's over. So for this match, we're looking at Affliction Warlock Disc Priest. This is actually the match that gets me the 1750 achievement. So my warrior wants to train the lock. I agree with that. I don't think anyone wants to get UAs just stacked on them. So I'm using the pillar here. We're fighting down below. Ideally, we'll be able to use the ramps as well as the pillars to line of sight better down here. I do have the Fell Hunter sitting on me for quite a bit of it. And while I'm standing behind the ramp for line of sight, a lot of times rather than run out to judge, I just end up judging the Fell Hunter just to get that cooldown up. Reduced on my Hodge. Now, the dots can really do some nasty damage with UA. I don't do much in the way of cleansing here. What I am doing is running double beacon, so no matter who I'm targeting, both of us are ideally going to be getting heals, because regardless of who's getting the UA spam, we're both going to get rotted away. At this point, I pop Avenging Crusader and I charge in there, get horrified away. It's kind of something I was worried about. I wasn't sure if I should really pop that and charge in, because that opens me up to fears, and now I can be the UA target. I do it anyway, because now I know with that up, I haven't gotten feared. And it puts us in a position where I can cleanse off all of those UAs and eat the silence and the explosion, because silence does not prevent me from using Judgment or Crusader Strike, which both of those abilities heal me and my warrior while I have Crusader up. So I'm not too worried about the silence there. The Warlock does give me a little bit of a scare every here and now. As you can see, I get a little bit low, or the warrior rather gets a little low. Avenging Crusader comes off cooldown. I pop it. It's kind of scary right now. I'm thinking we lost. So I have to sack the warrior. I am running the honor talent that I believe is called Ultimate Sacrifice, so 100% of the warrior's damage is being transferred to me. I'm pretty much topped off when I use it with Avenging Crusader up, so that allows me to keep myself basically at full and get the warrior up. So we're looking pretty good now. I really shouldn't be down here. My warrior was up top, but thankfully he realized that I was being a dumbass and he jumped down. Quite frankly, I would rather fight them down here because, again, this gives us more opportunity for line of sighting. So the warrior just interrupted the fear that the warlock was trying to cast out, got him on the shadow lock. Avenging Crusader up, throw out the Hodge on the warlock and start putting the pressure down with the warrior. The warlock is really trying to fake my warrior out. Warrior is not falling for it, and he did land some good interrupts there. All of the UAs are on me. Cleanse it off and eat the silence because Crusader is up, like I said, and I essentially took no damage. I'm back at full. I gotta say, I really love Avenging Crusader against Affliction locks for that very reason. Just if you are going to cleanse Unstable Affliction and eat the silence, you may want to make sure, if you're in a perfectly fine situation, no one's in the process of dying, go for it. Otherwise, make sure that Wings is up first. Here I get Holy Locked. I'm a little bit scared. I've got all these UAs on me, but I pop a cooldown, get some fast Holy Lights out, rather. I realize I got to heal up my warrior because he's getting rotted away over there. And I get horrified. So Wings are back up. I'm going to wail on him. We get the Hodge out. I got mind controlled, but adaptation popped me out of it. I get feared because we weren't able to get the interrupt on him there. Mind controlled again, but thanks to DR, I'm out quick. Keeping the pressure on the lock, keeping it up, and there he goes. Again, guys, do hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, trying something new with the narration opposed to music. It was based off feedback I got from part 1. Please let me know what you think down in the comments. Throw me a like, at the very least, for trying. And also, if you do want to see the progress that myself, Wasabi Wizard, and the rest of Spice Rack are going to make over time, then please hit us with that subscribe. Thanks. See you in the next one.
What if I go stronger? What if I get higher?